Okay, campers, let's do the crankshaft. We're going to do it in three segments. My first segment, maybe only two segments. My first segment, I'm going to create this plate, the bar, and this plate. The idea being that when I look at this, I've got plate, bar, plate. I've got one, two, three of those. So I'll create one and duplicate it a few times. And that plate is an identical plate, so I'm going to create the plate and duplicate it. Once that's all done, I need to put in the connecting plate here and here. There's a small interior plate that is a 1-inch diameter instead of a 3-inch diameter, like the outer circle. And then we need to add on this bar and this bar for it to fit into our engine block. So let's go to SolidWorks and begin. I'm going to start with a sketch. I'm going to put that sketch on the right plane so that it matches the orientation I have here, where this is the right plane and the front plane is along the long direction. So I'm going to put this plate that I'm going to create on the right plane. What is that plate? Okay, it's circular, radius 1.5, so let's do that. About there. Smart dimension it properly to 1.5 times 2, which is 3, of course. And there, that's fully defined. Now, we have to do the sort of cutout that's here. So I've got, when I look in, I see a line, a curve, and a line. So let's put those in. I've got a line, a curve, and a line. Okay. Now what have we got going here? It says here that the radius of this curve is typically 0.5. So let's smart dimension that. To 0.5. I'm going to put in very quickly a construction line. A construction line isn't a real part of the feature, it's just there for reference purposes. I'm going to make a vertical line directly from the center, the origin, so that I can do some measurements. So that radius is 0.5. What else do I have here? The typical distance of the line from that center line is 0.6. So we'll smart dimension that at 0.6. The distance of the center of this arc and horizontal, the origin, is 0.635. So the distance from here to here is 0.635. I notice how it's not coming in smoothly. So let's put a relationship in here real quick. Let's add a relationship between this arc and that line. Make that a tangent relationship. And let's add a relationship between this arc and this line. Select that line, select that arc, and we'll create a tangent relationship. And finally, smart dimensions. It says here that these are, that angle is 120 degrees. So the angle between this line and that line is 120. And I am fully defined. Very cool. Now, I put this construction line in for two reasons. One, so I could measure off there to get my 6/10, but the other is so that I could mirror around it and get basically what I just built here over on the other side. So let's do that. Let's mirror the entities. Up here, what do I want to mirror? I want to mirror that line, that arc, and that line. And what do I want to mirror them about? You notice I select and it highlights. I want to mirror them about this line. They go over there. I hit check. And I am still fully defined. Life is good. Let's trim off these couple of edges here. So trim entities, we'll do a nice power trim. Click, hold down. You can actually see me draw the line of where I'm trimming. Got that one. Got that one. And that looks pretty good. So let's exit the sketch. And now I want to extrude that feature. I'm going to extrude it the other way, away from the right plane there, so that the right plane is on the surface of my object there. So I'm just going to switch the direction I'm extruding that way. And I note that this thing is 0.2 of an inch. So let's extrude that 0.2. Looks good. Check. Okay, and now we'll go through what I messed up in class. Now, I'm going to do a linear pattern, and a linear pattern is going to need two things. It's going to need a list of things that it wants to pattern, and it's going to need a direction if you're going in one dimension, or two directions if you're going in two directions, for it to extrude. So I'm going to, I'm fortunate here. I've got, when I did that extrusion, I got some edges that move right in the direction. The extrusion direction is the direction I want to copy this thing. So I'm going to copy this thing, or I'm going to do a linear pattern of this thing. Now, when I do this, I don't want features and faces. I'll uncheck that. I actually want to copy bodies. I want to copy three-dimensional object, bodies. So I do that. You'll notice it's asking, what do I want? There's nothing selected yet. I go over here, select that, and it says that boss extrude. That is the body I want to move. Now, the direction I want to move it is along the direction that this line goes. So we select that line, edge 1, and there we can see it start to copy. I want 2 of these, so I want the front and back plate, and I'm going to put the bar in between. How far apart should they be? Well, if I'm starting at this face, the next face should be 0.2 plus the length of that rod is 3.9. So 0.2 plus 3.9. I want this next face to be 4.1 inches from this face. So we'll make that 4.1. Let me zoom out a little bit. Wrong direction. I want to extrude in that way. So let's go like that, 4.1, and check. There it is. Now we have 2 of those faces. All I need to do is put on the connecting bar. So the connecting rod, I can put it on either of these inside faces. So I will just start a sketch. On that face. Really didn't matter which one I chose. What's that bar going to look like? It is a 0.5-inch diameter, and it looks like it's located 1 inch directly above the origin. So let's create a circle. It's a 0.5 diameter.